We have Soarin Across America that's going to be opening up in July.
July 2nd here at Disneyland Resort, and it's opening May 26th at Walt Disney World at Epcot, so they're getting it first. It's part of our celebration of America's 250th. It's an idea that we actually thought about 10 years ago when we finished Soarin' Around the World. We said, where would we like to go next? And we said, how about across America? And about a year ago, people started saying, hey, this celebration is coming up next year, what might we do? And it's like, we have an idea. How about Soarin' Across America? So it's the fastest production we've ever done. We did it in really 12 months. The team flew, I think, 28,000 miles. So we've essentially traveled around the world to travel across America.
Okay, so tell us some of the cities that are involved. Is it going to be like DC, Boston, Philadelphia?
You got one right there.
Okay.
So the challenge in Soarin' is you get 12 shots, and we have 50 states. So how are we going to think about it? So the first thing we said, what story do we want to tell? We said we want to go sea to shining sea. Great. We want to go from dawn to evening. So we want you to really feel like you've had a journey across the country. And then for those 12 shots, we said, well, we have to start with the guest expectations. The guests are going to, as you did, think they're going to be some patriotic places. So I expect to see the Statue of Liberty. I expect to see Washington, D.C. Maybe expect to see Mount Rushmore with the president, see some patriotic fireworks. So that was one category. And the next category was, what are some places that are instantly recognizable? Soarin'.
Grand Canyon.
Yes, and therefore it made the cut. In Soarin' you're flying, so what looks good from the air? Not all the cities read it right away from the air. So we said, okay, let's pick New York Harbor reads well from the air. Los Angeles, Hollywood reads from the air. Diamond Head and Waikiki reads. Grand Canyon reads. So that was the second category. And then the third was, what are some places we can include that will give a regional feel, since we can't go everywhere? So here's a beautiful fall foliage shot. Oh, that could be in many places. Here's the rugged coastline of the Atlantic. Oh, that could be many states. Here's a western cattle drive. That could be many states. So we blended in some of those so that you really do get, a portrait of the U.S. in 4.5 minutes.
Okay, so I know it usually ends with a shot coming into Disneyland with, of course, Tink. Is that also, can you give us just a little preview? Does that happen too?
Yes, well, part of what the Soarin' DNA is that you end where you are. So if I'm at Disneyland Resort, I'm going to end with the Disneyland shot. If I'm in Walt Disney World at Epcot, I'm going to end with Epcot. Same for around the world, that's where Soarin' exists. We always end with that. So that's part of the DNA. So you will end, but there will be some very special fireworks. And there also will be a return of someone near and dear to all our guests, who is Patrick Warburton.
Oh, yes.
Who recorded a very special introduction for us. Now, it was many years ago that we filmed him as the chief flight attendant.
Yeah.
He's graduated. He's now Captain Patrick. So he's returned for a special introduction, and he gets to do a very warm and whimsical handoff to himself as younger Patrick for the safety video.
I love that. Okay, one last question. You always have those different smells as we're soaring around, so what can we expect?
Yes, there are new scents. You will get a scent in the bayou. It's called the Spanish moss, which is very earthy. You will smell when you're in the cattle drive, not the cattle. You'll smell the grasses as you're flying over that. And we're still finalizing a very special scent for Hawaii that we'll be installing in Florida soon, and we'll be here at Disneyland Resort when we open on July 2nd.
Maybe some flowers, perhaps.
I can't say, it's a surprise.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Pleasure
Tom.
to meet you.